Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, we're live, so you're good. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Odious Soul. My name is Shannon, and I'm here with Mike, aka Twisty Rider, who is playing with a friend's motorcycle in our garage back in Georgia, where it's cold as shit. Like, how cold is it there right now?
Like 30.
And
Yeah,
I
let me go shut off the heater so it doesn't kick on during this because it's very loud.
Okay. And then me, I flew to Florida this morning. I had to escape the cold. It was 17 degrees when we left the house, when we got to the airport or whatever. And flight was delayed. Okay, so like a lot of flights were canceled. My plane was there like bright and early this morning. It was just waiting for me. But we had to wait for a pilot, and because of all the craziness, the pilot landed and didn't have a gate to pull into. So we had to wait for him. And then we get on the plane and we're waiting for baggage from another late flight. And then they come on and they say, hey, like, just so you know, the ground tanks here are frozen. So it doesn't look like we can put any water on the plane. So we're probably not going to have working toilets for this flight. So they would not let people use the bathroom. I'm sure if it was an emergency. Fortunately, it was a short flight. Just flew to Sarasota to visit with my mom down here in Inglewood, where watched the sunset. It was like over 60 degrees on the beach this evening. So,
Sounds rough.
oh, so hard, so hard. Yeah. The worst thing is the lighting right now, I'm underneath this gorgeous like 1980s like light.
Oh, it looks like one of the touch ones.
You said Dutch?
Touch, touch, touch,
Hutch?
touch.
Hutch?
Remember the old touch lamps? Like you touch it and it would like get it had like
Oh,
three.
oh, the touch. No, we didn't have anything fancy like that. We weren't rich when I was a kid.
That was like the ultimate like poor person lamp. Every poor person I knew had one, including like everyone in my family.
No, I don't think we ever had a touch lamp. Not that I can remember. Yeah, my mom's over here. I would show you her, but she would probably kill me if I was like, "Hey, look at my mom and her nightgown and robe." Actually, she looks super cute over there. Say hi, mom.
Hi.
So anyway, if you guys were watching, you were noticing that we were missing somebody tonight. We were missing Miss Amanda. Amanda is sick. I'm so sorry, Amanda. We miss you. So anyway, tonight we had originally planned for Mike to tell us pretty much to go on a rant about how he is going to fix motorcycle racing. But we can't do that rant without Amanda because Amanda will definitely have things to say about your rant. I mean, I know I have things to say, but
Well, she'd agree with
probably
me. So
um anyway, we're going to hold off. So we're not going to find out how Mike is going to fix motorcycle racing tonight. That is not what is going to happen this evening. In fact, we probably won't stay on for too long tonight. We're just gonna, say a little thing here and there. But we are pushing it back until next week when hopefully Amanda feels better. And then Mike can tell us how he's going to fix motorcycle racing. Sound good? Sound like a good plan?
yes.
All right. Meanwhile,
It's very hard because I want to rant because I've been thinking about this and talking about this for like what 2 weeks now, a
yeah,
week. Oh, like
at least a week. At least a week, maybe 10 days.
it was in between from the last show, so I came up with this brilliant idea.
So just like to understand here, you know, like Mike comes to me and he says things, and I'm like, whoa, 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 stop. I'm like, this would make a great, you should talk about this on the show. So don't talk to me about it because then it won't, because if we talk about things beforehand, it doesn't make it interesting for the show at all. So if we save it, then it's better for the show. But when we talk about things, especially as a group, then it kind of takes some of the emotion out of the conversation. When a lot of times there's a lot of emotion when it first starts. So I was like, no, wait a minute. So then on the way to the airport this morning, he starts up again. And I'm like, and then I'm half asleep. I haven't had coffee yet, no caffeine. I have no makeup on. Like, I'm a mess. I'm like, And then he keeps talking. I'm like, you're still talking. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you're still talking. Blah, 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 blah. You're still talking. But fortunately, I wasn't really paying attention. So, he was just talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, I can't wait to get coffee.
We
That's
had that
how.
argument about Harley riders too, which everyone at work agreed with me. So
You know what? Because people you work with know it. Sometimes it's easier just to agree with you. So you move on.
no, that's not true.
I am sure they're learning like what to pick their battles with you for. Yep.
No, because that's what he's still arguing me about the 749 wanting to make a track bike, and even though I'm telling him that's not a very good idea, but
Well,
he's
I'm not
still
saying there aren't things that they won't argue with you about. Like I'm sure they'll argue with you a lot about a lot of things. But if it's something that they really don't care about, they're gonna be like, "Yep, Mike, you're right," and move on.
no, they all pretty much the general consensus is you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm always right. And
All right. So basic conversation when it came to the Harley thing. Mike thinks that only people who have money buy new Harleys. Like no poor person would ever walk into a Harley dealership and finance a $60,000 motorcycle. He completely forgets that Harley has motorcycles for less than 20,000,
I'm
and
not talking about those
the
ones.
Harley Davidson financial,
No, you're
the
first
FDFS
of all,
will give loans
you're
to
skipping
just
a whole
about
big
anybody
thing.
else.
You're skipping a whole big aspect of this, and that's that you said that people don't hop up their Harleys with like suspension and performance mods, and
That is
they
not what
they
I
don't.
said. That is
That
not
is absolutely what you said. I was
that
like,
is
people dump
fine.
tens of thousands of dollars in their Harleys.
I said people do not do they do not turn them into the racing machines that we see in King of
Yes,
the
they
Mountain,
do, minus the fairings, because then it's not street legal.
because it's not just that. It's more than, do people upgrade suspension? Yes, I'm sure they do. But do they literally put in like $20,000 extra on a 40 to
Yes,
$60,000 motorcycle to have it
yes,
be spec dead on to a mission?
not spec
The
dead
bagger's
on.
motorcycle.
No, now you're
No,
just being
they don't.
ridiculous.
Well, that's what I was
Now you're
saying.
just being ridiculous.
See, this just goes to show you that you don't listen to me. Okay. Because
No, I do listen to you.
do you
You
remember
do
when I
listen. You
said
don't listen
people don't put
because
fake
I'm
baggers on
saying,
their bikes? Like people won't put a fake bag on their bike. They're not going to put something
you
that
know,
is useful on
you
it
know why they don't? You know why they won't do that?
because it's ridiculous.
Because they put speakers and amps in there sometimes instead.
Well, again, that's another modification that is not race legal.
I'm not saying race legal. I'm saying people put more money in their Harleys
But
than what you would think.
that was not the argument.
That's how the whole conversation started.
The argument was people were not going to do what they do to the bagger racer bikes. Like they're not going to do that. Will they do pieces of
Not
it? Yes. And I even said that. Yes, they'll upgrade this. Yes, they'll make this better. But no one's going to turn it into a flat out race bike without actually wanting to race it. And I said, if there's
no.
somebody who does all the list of modifications that they're doing to these bikes, if you can find that person,
They're not
send
gonna
them to
do
me. I
they're
want
not
to
gonna
I
do
want to
every
see
little
it.
thing.
I want to see it,
I
and
will
I want
find
to see them actually ride the bike and not just have it as a fancy showpiece to keep in their garage. You know,
you're going to the far extreme. People hop
listen,
these bikes up, and who has money to even afford a $60,000 motorcycle and then spend $20,000 on the bike on top of it?
I mean, you're
That's all I'm
talking
saying is
about
the
like
people. All I was trying to get across is the people that buy Harleys nowadays are more well off than what your traditional Harley rider used to be.
and I totally disagree with that. And even my mom over here is saying, "Yep,"
Not
because you got to remember
not
there
sportsters and
there
stuff
has
like that.
what did I bring up this morning too? I brought up wild hogs. There will always be the rich later middle age, like older dude who is trying to be the cool guy who thinks he's got balls and everything, who's going to go out and buy the Harley. Yeah, there's always going to be those guys. But then you have the club guys, and then you have the 1%.
Okay,
You have
but
all
what
those.
did you say? You looked up what's the average age of a Harley rider? You looked it up this morning.
It's changed. So it started off at 47 back
No.
in 2012, and now it's estimated or projected to be like between 50 and 55. And then the Indian started off in 2014, it was 48 years old, and now the Indian has gone down to 45 to 50 projected. And those are just estimates. So like the Harley riders are getting older, but that doesn't mean they're getting richer.
I'm not saying they're getting richer. I'm saying it's more okay.
50 to 55
A Harley
years old.
bagger, a Harley bagger.
Xers. We're talking about a generation who was not taught how to save. We were talking about a generation who was probably too scared to invest into Bitcoin. We're talking about people who don't have money but know how to live off of debt. And that's great, because guess what Harley has? They have the HDFS. They have their own financing right there in-house. And then guess what?
Okay, but what is the age of people that are like, people that are like, 50, 55, they're getting close to retirement. A lot of time, like a lot of them have, if you can afford a 60,000, like if you can afford to get financed for a $60,000 motorcycle or $50,000 motorcycle at that age, you're probably making a decent living. Just because so you live off debt to debt, but that still affects your credit and everything. So
going back to our argument this morning, what percentage of Harley Davidson motorcycles sold are over $35,000? I mean, the average car is $30,000. So we're talking like we're buying motorcycles for the same amount of money we buy cars for. There's nothing like,
except for motorcycle interest rates are way crazier. So do you know how financing a car works?
Yeah, I know how financing a motorcycle works.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So when you finance a car and you go up there and they do their whole little office thing and they come back and they tell you a percentage and all that, they mark that up. The bank tells them we can finance at this percentage, and then the dealership takes their cut and they tell you a higher percentage.
But that's the thing.
You can't do that in motorcycles. So you're paying higher interest rates on motorcycles, which is already a Harley interest rate.
Harley has its own financing services. They're not.
I'm not saying they don't. It doesn't matter. They still have an interest rate that they can't jack up any higher than like what it is. Where in the car world,
yeah, exactly. But they can offer discounts, just like in the car world, and just like you've seen with like Aprilia and stuff. They can offer special interest rates on motorcycles.
But those interest rates, but you know what you have to do to qualify for those interest rates? Like you have to have like perfect credit.
That is so not true. I used to be one of those people. Okay. And I definitely did not have perfect credit. I had one event in the past. I will never co-sign on another vehicle again. That screwed me up. But before that, like I had no problem qualifying for the best things, because it's not that hard to actually have a credit score of 750 or higher in the United States. It's not that hard. You just can't fuck up.
It is when you have, when you're constantly living in debt with stuff on loan, then it is hard to have a credit score of 750 or higher.
Actually, it's not, because when you don't have any credit, when you don't have any debt, your credit score actually suffers.
Well, I know, but if you are living
credit scores,
if you're living paycheck to paycheck, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have all this stuff on credit and all your credit cards are racked up.
Now you're speculating that people who are like, you're speculating stuff. So you're in the mindset that, people who don't live paycheck to paycheck are rich, and that is bullshit.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. You're speculating. All I'm saying is people that can afford a $50,000, $60,000 motorcycle more than likely have pretty decent jobs in order to afford a motorcycle that costs that much. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm saying
Like,
that is bullshit. That's bullshit, because how many times do we, like, when we go on a ride, all right, when we go someplace, we are driving in one of the shittiest areas with like dilapidated shotgun houses and shit. Like you see like tarps on the roofs of these places because they can't afford a new roof. But god damn it, they got a nice car or a nice motorcycle in the driveway, don't they? It's called
no.
it's people put money where they want to put money. They will spend the money where they want to. Now, a responsible person, a responsible homeowner will put the new roof on their house. But a man who is 50 years old, can't get the ladies like he used to, probably has been like is pissed off at women in general because a couple of them screwed him over a little too hard. He'll spend that money on a motorcycle instead, because you know what? That goddamn Harley Davidson, Mike, that bike's
Okay.
gonna make him
What do
happy.
you think?
Unlike a
What do
roof,
you
and
think a
unlike any
payment
woman
runs?
ever will.
Okay. What do you think a motorcycle payment costs on a motorcycle that expensive?
Mike, it does not matter. All right. I know
It
people.
does, because you have to get approved
No,
for the loan.
Michael, how many people do you know who have jobs that make less than 50,000 a year, drive trucks with car payments over $600 a month? I actually know quite a few.
I don't know very many.
I know people for some odd reason who will do a payment that's $600, $700, $800 a month on a truck. And I don't know, like, I don't know how they afford it, but maybe they don't own a house. Maybe they don't have a mortgage. Maybe they live at home with mommy and daddy. All I'm saying is it's too complicated to try to oversimplify and say that the average Harley owner, new Harley buyer, can afford a $60,000, is not poor, is not strapped. I think people make sacrifices when they want something. That is my argument in that case. And I think you have an
Well,
idea,
they've done studies on, like, I've read articles about this,
yes,
how they, and
I've tried finding things to support your conclusion this morning, and I couldn't find anything.
I didn't get to look because I was busy at work. But
Yes. But all I'm saying is, come on, we all know the internet is fake. People will show off fancy shit all the time. It doesn't mean they own it. It doesn't mean they paid cash for it. It doesn't mean they're in debt up to their eyeballs and going to go bankrupt in 5 years when they can no longer support their OnlyFans channel. Like, all I'm saying is, like, you never know what people are doing and sacrificing in order to have the things that they want. It's always a trade-off.
there is, but a lot of people won't do that or don't do that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody does
A lot of people I know don't do that, but I don't know,
like
maybe.
they don't have to choose between A and B. They don't have to choose between taking their family on a vacation or going and buying that $60,000 motorcycle. They can do both. And
No,
they
maybe
can
they,
afford to send their kids to college and everything else. Like, no, there's only so much money. And people have to figure out where they want to spend that. Even the richest motherfuckers in the world. You know why people are rich is because they don't spend $60,000 on motorcycles. It's because they invest it and stuff and they do things like that. People have to be
well,
tight.
Harley is kind of an investment because they do hold their value really well.
All right, can we stop talking about Harleys and this mess? Can we move on? Let's talk about what are we doing on Monday? Oh, wait, hold on. So Mike has been obsessed about going to Homestead, Florida, because N2 will be there this weekend. Now, Homestead is what, a good 10, 12 hours, especially with hauling a trailer.
12 hours.
It's
12 hours.
It's a long way, even from Georgia. It's a long way. But then I also was coming to see my mom. So I fly home on Saturday, but he really wanted to go. He was like, you can cancel your flight. I can pick you up on the way, which, just so you know, Inglewood is out of the way. It would have added a couple extra hours.
It's on the way-ish.
So
it's on the way adjacent.
Fortunately, N2 is sold out this weekend at Homestead. I say fortunately, so now I don't have to worry about finding a ride home from the airport on Saturday. Or having to worry about being in a car for 24 hours over the weekend. But Somebody messaged me on
I would
Instagram.
I could have broken down weeks ago. I could have we could have been there.
But yeah, so somebody messaged me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I'll be heading your way and heading to Jennings," which is funny because I'm thinking Jennings is like nowhere near us, but apparently it's only like 4 to 5 hours from us, so it's not too bad. And so we will be heading to Jennings on Monday. I still can't believe a Monday track day at Jennings, if it's just like at Jennings, like they're putting it on, $135. That's freaking cheap for a track day. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited. I like cheap track days.
They
I
are nice.
I enjoy I enjoy track days where I can just go out there and ride and like work on my own stuff, and I don't have like coaches like waving me and like telling me to follow them and then like doing weird hand signs when I'm just trying to ride. Does that sound stupid?
Well, you're supposed to be out there to like learn and get better.
I know, but like, what am I really learning from a coach? Like, while we're on the track, like, I guess, like, it's not like this.
Or you follow them and then you know, for instance, how fast you can go around the corner.
But I'm not on the
Because
same
if
kind
they're
of bike. I may not have the same kind of tires.
most of them are on street tires and novice, and you know, and they're probably seeing how fast you're going around the corner, and if they're telling you to follow them, it's because they're trying to show you like, hey, you can pick up a little bit of speed through here, like just follow me, like, and then here's the line. And because they're not, it's not like they're pushing, it's not like they're running full on pace. They're just saying, hey, you can take this corner a little bit more quickly, and this is the line that you want to do so.
I don't know. I get mad because like coaches, okay, so for me, coaches like don't go fast enough in some areas and then they like go too fast in other areas. And I bet you can tell. I
That's
bet you
because
exactly.
I know
They go
exactly
they
what
go
that's
too
like with
fast into
you,
the turn. They go
because
too fast into the turns, and then they're too slow coming out of them.
that's because you gotta be like, where is and it's because you come at like you're like you know bus stop into the turn, crack the throttle wide open out of the turn,
I'm not that bad
and
anymore. I've
you're
gotten
like, I
better.
want to go fast. I want to go
I
fast.
I've improved. I'm getting better. With every track day, I'm improving my skills and getting better. I'm not that bad. But no, I'm excited to
Well,
try the
now you're going
track.
to track on a bike that will spit you off if you're not careful.
Did you check Alfred's valve jet?
No, I gotta take my bike off the lift. I forgot my safety wire and pliers, so and I gotta get oil for
I,
Spitfire stuff.
I
But
thought
I'll
you
get this. I
so
wanted to see.
so basically you're messing with a motorcycle that does not need to be on a track this Monday. And you're
But will make me
neglecting the bikes to
money.
do.
But that can make me money.
But this is a friend's motorcycle. Are they
I
paying?
know. Yeah,
Okay.
time is money. Friends,
Okay.
you know. I'm doing his brakes tomorrow too on his car apparently. So, because
So are you even gonna have time to play with the motorcycles?
I'm gonna do it at work.
Shh.
Like, unless I get, you know, I've got a couple parts I'm waiting for, but other than that, I don't got nothing going on. And it's like 2 degrees in the back, so
Okay.
our water was frozen when I came into work this morning.
Did it end up thawing out?
By about 2 o'clock, we could flush the toilets.
So what did you guys do? Just go pee around back or something?
No, the water in the hot water heater was still in there, and we have a really big hot water tank, so we were able to use that until the pipes thawed. We just held it as much as possible.
Wait, so you were doing what with the hot water heater? Water?
The water from
You
the
put it in the
hot
toilet?
the no. So we had a bucket So we could we could fill the bucket with water from the hot water because the
Uh,
water in the
uh-huh.
water heater wasn't frozen.
Uh-huh.
Fill it up, fill about a gallon of it and dump it in the toilet so it would flush it.
Okay. All right. I wanted confirmation there. Okay. 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 All right. All right.
But so yeah, but I am going to. I was hoping it's going to be quick. I'm going to take Spitfire off the table. I'll throw Alfred up on the table, and I just wanted to see what was going on with T's bike. I don't. Well, it's either needing a fuel pump or the harness that goes to the pump because they get kind of wonky on these old bikes. It's like the exact same. It's either the pump itself or the exact same thing that Dale 749 just got fixed because the harness that goes through like it's like a little sub harness that goes through the plate of the pump, those go bad. So I'll bring my Power Probe home tomorrow and we'll roll out what's going on here.
All right. Well, you have fun. Don't stay up too late working on motorcycles.
I gotta make sure Sophie goes to bed at a decent time. And I should probably go to bed at a decent time, but
yeah, like, I was telling my mom about how the child will not go to sleep. Like she does not sleep. Like she will not go to bed. Like I don't know what, I don't know. It's just like like mom was like, "Well, take all of her devices." And I'm like, "Do you know how many devices a child has? She's got like 2 tablets, 2 phones, 2 laptops, and an Amazon Fire Stick. Like, what do you do? Like take the remotes to her TV away too?" I mean, it's
I
tough.
think I did do that, didn't I? I don't know. I can't.
I don't know.
Uh,
It's tough though, because then, she still can do other things. Like she'll sit up there and just play with her hair for like hours.
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, you could always drug her, but then like she was talking about melatonin, and I'm like, but that's a drug. You can't like rely on that to go to sleep every night. I don't know. It's challenging. I don't know. But she's your kid.
Yeah.
Whenever I can't figure something out with her, I'm just like, oh, she's Mike's kid, not mine. Which I know I kind of I know I have responsibility with her too, but like when I get tired of when my head starts to hurt thinking about it and trying to make it better, I'm like, oh nope, not mine. I'm terrible. Yep. All right. Well, you have a good night. And to anybody who
You too.
watches, please come back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will hear how Mike is going to fix motorcycle racing. Believe me, this is something you're gonna definitely want to chime in on, because Mike is always full of opinions and ideas, and I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say about it. So there's gonna be
If
a
you
lot.
actually let me say them.
I will just sit back and be quiet and let you and Amanda entertain me for the evening.
Well, she's gonna agree with me because what I'm gonna say makes total sense.
Sure. Yep. All right. Well, everybody, thanks again for watching. Tune in next Wednesday. We will be doing it next Wednesday with Amanda. Hopefully she's feeling better. Fingers crossed. Well, coming alive from Georgia over there with Mike, and then Florida with me. Hope you all stay warm wherever you are. More cold is coming later this week, unfortunately, but don't worry. Spring will be here in what, like 8 weeks?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 8 weeks. Anyway, all right, guys, take care. Have a good one and good night.
Adios.